Hi, welcome back to Praise in a Pod. Today is Tuesday, August 25th, and it is 7:15 p.m. Um, Today was quite productive. I did some chores, which was just unloading the dishwasher, and then I worked on some stuff for my internship, which was coming up with posts for their 3 social media platforms, which is Instagram, LinkedIn, and X. Didn't post anything yet, but just, asked ChatGPT for ideas. And then I also started working on my own personal career stuff, which is figuring out what job I would want to work as. Like, would I want to work as UI UX design, since that's what my bachelor's was in? Would I want to work in UX research? Would I want to work in, like front-end engineering? And actually ChatGPT recommended product design, which is good because that encompasses design, research, usability testing, all of that. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. And I feel like it's very relevant to what I worked on in terms of the classes I took in my bachelor's and the stuff that I learned. So I'm pretty happy about that. I just need to ask my dad and see if that's also something that he's okay with, because otherwise I'll have to probably find something else. I think just the two main factors are that it's well paying, given that it'll be in the Bay Area, at least for a while, and then also that it will not be taken over by AI. And I am open to moving out, but I do think I need to save up for that so that I have enough to support myself. And then I also just want to be near family for a bit, right? But I mean, if a company is able to sponsor my relocation, then that's great. So I worked on that, and then I'll have to start, revising my resume, my LinkedIn, my portfolio, things like that. So it's a work in progress. And then I also worked a little bit on my modeling stuff. Like, you need a comp card, which has some photos of you, and then it has your information, like your measurements, your shoe size, your clothing size, your contact info, things like that. So I'm like almost done with it. I just need to fill out the hips measurement and then add one more photo. And then I also need to work on my portfolio so I can start sending it to agencies. But I briefly want to touch on the modeling thing for a bit, because I've started having this fear, and I think it is a valid fear, that I'm worried that guys will start treating me differently because I'm modeling. Like, I've already noticed not a huge surge, but just like a few people, like maybe 2 to 3, trying to slide into my DMs and shoot their shot. And these aren't really guys that I'm attracted to, and I'm sure some of them didn't mean any harm. One of them was definitely it was a very uncomfortable interaction. But with the others, I'm sure they were just trying to, they were actually, being nice and sweet and all that. It's just that, yeah, I'm sorry, I really just wasn't attracted to them. So, and right now I'm not looking for anything in particular either. I'm not looking for long term. I'm not really looking for short term, and we can get into that in another episode. But yeah, even sometimes with guys on Hinge or any dating app, they're like, oh, I wanted to ask you, are you a model? And I'm just like, kinda, like, not a professional one, but yeah. And it's just, like, I don't want them to, like, start treating me like a piece of meat. That's, like, my biggest fear. So I'm scared of that. But that's kind of, I think, what I should have expected going into this, right? That if you're going to post on your social media, if it's going to be public, then that's just kind of what's going to happen, is that people are going to try shooting their shot. People are going to, they might say really uncomfortable stuff. And I mean, I have zero tolerance, so I'll shoot it down if I don't like it, or if they're doing something that's obviously very wrong. But yeah, after that, I got ready, like took a shower, got dressed, and then I drove to downtown San Jose because I went on a walk with two of my friends from undergrad who are now at San Jose State for their masters. And we walked around campus, and it was so nice to like catch up with them, especially one of them. I hadn't seen her in a bit. It's been a few months, and yeah, we just walked around, and they showed me around. And I mean, I've been to San Jose State before because I did a tour there when I was a junior in high school. I went with my mom, and I think it was like in the same week we had toured San Jose State and Santa Clara University, and I ended up going to SCU. But it was really nice to see San Jose State now when I'm out of school and comparing it with SCU, right? And like how different or similar it is. And I think it's a lot more spread out, and I like the palm trees. I think it adds like a really nice vibe to it, like a very almost bougie vibe, even though it's not bougie, it's literally in downtown San Jose. But it kind of gives you like a SoCal vibe, like very, not hipster, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like very, like city, no, not even city, I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like it has it's not even elegant, it's just like, it just looks really nice. If that word comes back to me, then I'll try to tell you guys. But yeah, it just gives like a very posh vibe, I guess. So yeah, we walked around for a bit, and then I drove home, and now I'm here. So I think now my plan for the rest of the night is to work a little more on my internship so I can make some headway for tomorrow. And then if I have time, I'll try to also work on like my journaling. I want to get back into that. I haven't touched it since my trip this summer when I went to India, which that'll also be another episode of what happened in India because that's a whole story. But yeah, I'm going to do that and then have dinner. And yeah, we will see how much more work I can get done. But that was today's update. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye.